They come back because it's ruthless out there. And his board rolled after the deals. So take it away from him. So he's there, he's like the Count of Monte Cristo by himself, fighting them off. And they're all powerful people in a communist country. And he doesn't have anything but his little 2-inch putts. But he's got money now. You either have power from politics or money. And he's got money now.
But doesn't he hold
Yeah, well, of course he does.
How can I take it away if he wants
Because there won't be another acquisition. Yeah, but he's not in here for the short 1-inch fuck. He wants the 2x4 fuck. He can put together a fund like that. If the other monkey got $2 billion blind poofs with just his 1-inch dick, what do you think he can do? He's a billionaire. Just a matter of time. Not maybe, perhaps, if abso-fucking-lute.
How long ago did he first come here?
August 2016. He came in like this. Wait a minute. And he's got a master's in computer science. He's smarter than shit. But a master's in computer science don't do dick for this. So the takeaways are, default's a bitch and he's rich. Everybody's going to tell you the same thing because it's the truth. Because all the other people all want to go to sleep now because they've got their little powerful little shit bags. They've made 5 million, 3 million, 7 million euros, and that's it. They don't want any more. Because the last thing these board of directors want is to have, it's like they're in the kingdom. They don't want to lose face. Nobody wants to lose face. You don't have to go to the fucking kingdom to find that. And losing face is making a few shekels and then losing them. That's the worst kind of humiliation. It's one thing never who have made the money. Guy's 45 years in the business and now he makes 5 or 10 million euros and then he loses it? When he didn't even have a gold watch for his retirement from his 45 years effort? I mean, that's the worst kind of shame. But his board is in transition. And one of the guys asked the question, how many meetings you went to? He said he went to every single meeting. One of the only things that he remembers, Dan says, especially if you're a little weak cunt like some of you in this room, that a fucking stiff air blow you down the street. Every motherfucking meeting, every motherfucking conference call, every motherfucking Zoom. If I could, don't let them even email without you knowing. Because they'll take your shit away, just like a bully at a party. Yeah, that candy's mine. And what are you going to do about it? And he admitted he's a pleaser. I don't know. Well, Allah works in mysterious ways, but I don't know about that way. He made a lot of goddamn pleasers. In fact, most of the planet are pleasers. And that's perfect for us. Because we're going to take their candy away. You know, I got a bunch of shit from the association of some bullshit. It's like taking candy from a baby, I used to say. I got more fucking heat about that. Does everybody understand what that means? It's like taking candy from a baby? Well, I mean, there's a whole association of fucking idiots out there that are on my case about that. I'd like to take your candy, not the baby's candy, you assholes. It was a question.
Is there ways you can, so if you're bored, so you're saying like you're starting to do deals.
And you know the ones that do it the best are the English. They fuck you for practice. They invented fucking people at board meetings, the English.
Can you contractually put in place, so you're giving some equity away to your board. Can you do things, obviously, and you give it to them?
Sure, you can have golden vote, silver vote, but then the more you do that, the more you tie them up, they don't want to do it.
What's the most effective way?
The most effective way, and know that you're going to use it. Fear is the most effective way. That works 100% of the time. And it's a shitty way to run a railroad. But it works. It has worked since Cain and Abel. Did Cain kill Abel or Abel kill Cain? Okay. Well, you want to be on not the dead one, but the other one. Because, and then even after you have a pot of gold, or less like he does, they think, well, fuck, this guy doesn't know anything. Because it's true, he doesn't. Just because he's got, 60% of 90 or 100 million euros doesn't mean he knows anything. And how did he answer when the Forbes magazine asked him, how did you do it? What was the word he used? Clever. He's not going to put, I know, seven words, and there's only one moving part. Now, how's that story going to resonate with the reading public of Forbes? What are some of the comments or takeaways of his? And he was here in April. Yes, sir.
Practice, practice, practice.
And now they tell me he's slicker than dog shit in Hungarian. Now, I don't know if that's a fact, but they say he's very articulate in Hungarian. Well, he can't be any more unarticulate than he is in English. So it's tough to judge when you hear these guys that English is either their second or third language. You can't really judge how good they are, except for the results. And since he's done the two best deals I've seen in 25 years, back to back, he must be slicker than baby shit. He must be like diarrhea coming out of his mouth. So that's how I judge. Yes, sir.
Did he ask you when you was doing this, obviously because of the small marketplace, only so many players, did he ask you, is it worth going to the drop?
Yeah, he did, and I said yes, because there was nobody else doing it.
And why did he go for this deal, even if cash flow didn't cover debt service?
Because he was able to find an equity injection that made up the difference, and it wasn't onerous. I mean, you put up 20% of the money, you take 80% of the deal. I put up 10% of the money, I take 95% of the deal. So just in case anybody wants to ask me. 95. And then I give you a clawback. What's a clawback? Your management team has 5% of the deal. You can claw back to 40%, or in other words, claw back 35% based on these ROIs, these hurdle rates. You got to do 20% or 25 or whatever. And normally you make the hurdle rate so onerous it's impossible to claw back. But anybody puts up all the money takes all the deal. That's just it. He who has a goal makes a golden rule, or whatever that saying is. That's just it. And for him to find two back to back is beyond my comprehension of 50 years. Doesn't happen. But to him, it's 100%. I did it not once, but twice, sir. Allah be with you, you little shit. Now, if he does it a third time, I'll fucking fall over dead, and you'll be reading about my obituary. But now he's got a big chunk of equity. He's got that he could have a basis. He could start a fund. He could do this, but he's looking at other parts of Europe. Because now, even though he's from a different country, this is a track record. He has the best healthcare track record in the EU, in all of Europe, including Scandinavian, whatever the countries. The best. By a long way. It's not even close. He's done a great job. Terrific job. And now he's He's not exactly living large by my standards, but I mean, he's living large compared to the way he's done before. From 30, I don't even know if 30,000 is a minimum wage. I don't even know if that is minimum wage. But I mean, it's pretty fucking, it transcends being terrific. I don't know the right adjectives or whatever, I mean. But just think of it yourself. And he can relate to most people in this room. Even the a couple of you that think you're tough guys, but you're not. But I mean, and I don't mean in the pugilism part, okay? It's easier to be tough there than it is doing this. But he's just a regular Joe. He didn't look like alpha male assassin fucking James Bond, did he? I'm not busting your balls, Peter, but I mean, that's not you. So if he can do it, if a 17-year-old teenager can do it, that's why these examples are here. You will not be able to explain away the success of everybody you hear this week. Maybe one or two. But you can't. With your hand on your heart and your other hand on your putts, you cannot explain away every fucking success story you're going to see here. It's not possible. Or you're deranged. And a couple of you are close to being deranged, so, you'll be able to back at the tribes, that kind of bullshit. Well, we have a couple of tribal animals here. That's why I'm talking like that, YouTube. Okay. But you can't explain them all away. You just can't. And we have hundreds of them. Hundreds. We don't have thousands, but we got hundreds. Any questions about Peter? And Jason says that he's going to, our other guy who's coming to the next seminar, who's also done great deals, he says, well, I'm going to, and they were in the same class back in the day when they came together. So they're the ones duking it out to see who's going to be on the Hall of Fame first. Jason. I wish I could call him a half-breed, but he's not. But being from Adelaide is kind of like being a half-breed. It's close enough. And for the other Adelaide young man here, he knows what I'm talking about. Forever I've heard that Murdoch's from there 1 million times. But he left. There was a question. Yes, sir.
Didn't fully understand the equity fund for all and how it was structured financially.
It was somebody put up some millions of euros and took a very small part of the company. But he was betting on the long ball. He was betting that this is going to be $1 billion company. Otherwise, you don't do that. He was convinced that the kid and the board were capable of putting together billions. And he's right. They are. And when he says he's got a world-class board, he is not exaggerating. They're all, former, extremely successful men. I don't know if he got the 6 most successful guys in the country, but pretty close. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask, is if his whole board was there in his...
Yeah, they're all in the same country, which is unusual. That's not the norm. It's unusual. Yeah.
Is it worth taking a little bit more time to get your board?
No, because the board's going to change. You're under pressure, guys. I don't care what you do 3 years from now. I do, but I'm only going to be kicking you for a short period of time. But he said, it took him a month to get I think he said a chairman. But he says, he reread and he translated all 30 gigs into his native language. Some of the Germans have translated the entire program into German. Some of the kids, the Spaniards and people from South America have trained. No, I'm not giving it to you. So don't even ask me. Okay? We don't have anybody Portuguese. We got French that have translated the whole goddamn thing because in their mind it takes them too long to translate back and forth. You know, we have nobody, to the best of my knowledge, that's translated into Arabic. Okay, but we've also got people that have been super successful not translating it back. To me, translating it is just wasting time. It's procrastination. Everybody in this room knows enough English to make it work. You only got to know 7 things. Translate those 7 words. Fine. I'll translate them for you. 7. If I type in the words and then I say put in Arabic on Google, would I put it in Arabic? Good enough?
No, very shitty word.
Yeah, but it's good enough, right? For the tribes, where you come from, it's good enough. We're not talking about sophisticated Arabic. We're just talking about tribal, right? Anything else about Peter? And he is one of, but I mean, he's a poster boy for a different reason than Josh is. But you're just, so far, you're just seeing regular kids. And I call Peter a kid. He's 36, but I mean, he's certainly a kid to me.
He put it to his wife early on, obviously, so if it was going to change, you could make the change.
Yeah, but I mean, they all say yes when you put it to them. Hardly ever do they ever say no. But we still have a 60% divorce rate. So what does that tell you? Doesn't mean shit what they say. I'm looking for, I can't wait to see the divorce decree for Rufus and Doofus here, Mr. and Mrs. Rufus and Doofus. And I'm going to plaster it all over the fucking internet. And I'm going to you can key into Canada, you know how you key ads or whatever. I'm talking about stuff I don't really understand. We can key into Canada and write on Facebook that everybody knows about the divorce decree and plaster their pet. And the people that say that they're not are the ones that the first post the divorce decree. I hope I'm wrong. I'm wrong every 7 or 8 years. I'm wrong about something, but I hope I'm wrong about that. It's not likely I'm wrong, no. There was another hand up. Anything else about Peter? Now, see, you look stunned by Peter. Because almost everybody in this room thinks, well, fuck. I'm stronger emotionally. I'm tougher, you know. I can't fucking wait, yeah.
So how did he get his deal flow?
Huh?
How did he get his deal?
There's only 31 fucking entities in the country.
No chamber closet.
No. He started at the smallest, and he fucked them all up until he got up to the 6 biggest, and then he bought 5 of them. That's what happened. It's not like he had, he didn't have that funnel. He didn't have a funnel like the other guys that have thousands and thousands of these things. And when he decided to pick those, he was following the Rick Scott model. Because Rick did it with, back in the day, about 300 hospitals. What could have changed in 35? A whole bunch has changed in 35 years, but what could have changed? And if you want to get the most bang for your buck, and now, but now he will tell you, he's got 200 plus doctors. Managing 200 doctors is impossible. Because doctors have Jesus Christ syndrome. They can't be told anything. But part of the reason he was able to buy these entities is they were owned by doctors. They fucked it up. Okay, YouTube, thank you.